If you looked at all these songs, there's nothing else here but commentary about what's going on in the world with climate change and Trumpism and so forth. We're basically screwed. Then it felt like we were screwed. Now I know we're screwed. She did a good job of picking a guitar that would last. It sounds like crap, but it doesn't matter when you're learning. Here these two guys were sitting outside the door on sandbags playing banjos. And so I tried to join in. We sat out there and we smoked our pipes and we played music when we were all there. They came and went. So eventually, we or somebody dubbed it the Spit and Whittle Club. And so that was one of the great memories. Vietnam is a Spit and Whittle Club. I always hope that the music will either open some little door, like the lyrics will trigger, oh, I'm not about it like that, or that the music itself, the beat or the feel, the mood, will push somebody to say, oh, that feels so different, I like that, or I haven't experienced that exactly like that before. So that's a lot what I'm after, but I don't do that intentionally. I've got all those songs, and every one of them is an expression of how I felt that day, that morning. I come out here and I write songs in the morning sometimes, not every day, some days I do, some days I don't. I often write with this minor diminished key, like a D minor. That's D minor, but D minor diminished is a little more mysterious. Okay, so that's good. And so I was doing some that so that riff came to me and I couldn't get rid of it. I sit on the sidelines almost every day, and then the song, that's how it began, and then I just wrote the song from there. So that particular song began with that funny riff of minor diminished chords, which gives a really kind of not a very great feeling. It's, you know, I don't know, what do you feel when you hear that?
Yes.
I don't usually admit this, but for many years I've tried not to listen to modern music, new music. It seems selfish in a way, but I don't want to be influenced. So I have to go way back to say, okay, what did influence me? Well, all the 60s music influenced me, every bit of it, folk, rock, all of it. And so I don't think I'm stuck there, but my influences are strongest emanating from there. I don't know, Cream was always my favorite band of all times. You know, I spent, 20 some odd years straight in school, so I wasn't out there being a hippie, far from it, but I was certainly experiencing them, the experiences of the 60s. But I wasn't smoking pot or anything like that. I had my nose to the grindstone. It was a very scary time, not just for me, I think, but for everybody, because we were only coming out of the 50s when the Cold War was real, going into the 60s when the Vietnam War was real. And so I remember it at a time of dread, because it was I facing military and everybody else was, but, 300 people killed today and all that stuff. And the bad kind of, well, how shall I put it, politics, right versus left politics, really getting going into. And that was scary. And, all the demonstrations and thinking that, society's not holding up very well. A little shaky, it still is. I believe that an artist cannot work forever in isolation. They can, and they can produce what's coming from them. But when an artist collaborates with another artist, then something totally different happens. And that's why I like collaboration. Now, collaboration in music is not that difficult because I can send a file off to somebody who's I've never seen or met. They can put a bit on that and send it back, and I can mix it in, and we've collaborated. That's okay, but it's not terribly satisfying. What I prefer is to collaborate across genres, across types of creative output. So I have been lucky enough to collaborate a lot with Allison Masters, who's a painter. And so a musician, a painter, how do you put that together? Bring in an animator, bring in a filmmaker, bring in all these people that I've recently collaborated with, like yourself, and all the other people, including Film Society. Then I feel like I've got some rich collaborating going on that pushes me out of my boundaries, hopefully pushes other people out of theirs, and get something unique as a result. I was just thinking, would I go back and erase anything? That's the test in my life. And I have to say no, because even the painful parts teach the lessons. So no, I wouldn't change a thing. I might have, well, I would. I learned to play guitar when I was 7 years old, 5. But that's about all I changed.